Not supposed to be here.
That Jesus is the Messiah. So, you know, what group of people believes that there is a Messiah, but does not believe that Jesus was that Messiah? Again, those are the Jews.
Let me just see if I can characterize this right then. Basically, the Jewish belief on Jesus is, I mean, you obviously don't believe he was the Messiah, but you just kind of think he was just kind of just another in a long stream of false messiahs?
Yes.
If he even claimed to be
if
that.
He claimed,
you're
or he
not
was,
sure that he
if the claim was made, if the claim was made that he's a Messiah, he's a false Messiah.
Jesus never said, I am the Messiah.
The Jewish people would have been interested in the Messiah.
Right.
They're waiting for Messiah. They want Messiah.
Yeah.
So if he had any of the real characteristics of a Messiah, they would have been interested in him.
Mm-hmm.
They would have checked, and so on and so forth. But he had 12 disciples. That's not a lot. I mean, you know, you're talking about the nation of the Jews with all the scholars.
Right.
They weren't won over to him.
They didn't believe in him.
Not at all. The Christians invented the idea of a failed Messiah. Even though he failed, he's still the Messiah. We reject that. If you fail, then you're not the Messiah.
They're still looking for another Messiah to come. And we know that that other Messiah that's coming is the Antichrist. What does a Jewish Messiah look like?
A very powerful king that will establish peace and goodwill on earth. You have to be able to establish peace.
World peace.
World peace.
He says when the real Messiah makes his appearance in such a dramatic fashion that it can't be denied, then everybody will acknowledge that he's the real Messiah. And that
worldwide,
even the non-Jews, because they were all looking forward to the Messiah.
So when the Messiah comes, you're saying the whole world's going to believe on him?
Yeah, the entire world, because his purpose will be to bring the entire world to the proper observance. All the nations will stream towards Jerusalem to learn from him.
Okay.
It will initiate a period of world peace. The Messiah will be a tremendous charismatic figure with great knowledge and communication skills. He'll also be a great warrior. He will be the defender of the Jews, and he will defeat all their enemies in a permanent kind of a way.
If you listen to how the Jews describe their Messiah, they paint a perfect picture of what the Bible describes as the Antichrist. He's going to conquer the entire world. He's going to bring peace through war.
He's going to be believed on by all religions of the world. He's going to bring world peace. He's going to unite us all.
So many Christians are precious, and they don't know what they're doing. You know, I was at a prophecy conference in Florida, and a lady came up to me, and she was wearing the Star of David. And I asked her why she was wearing that. She says, oh, well, this is so important that we show our support for Israel. I said, how do you show your support for Israel? Well, she says, I give money every month to the Temple Mount Foundation. Well, that's this Jewish group. And I said, don't you know that 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 says the Antichrist will go into that temple and declare himself God and above every other God? She says, well, I just think I'm helping to fulfill Bible prophecy. I said, you are. You're helping the Antichrist to come. I mean, who would want to do that?
When a man comes and he fights the wars of Israel, defeats the enemies, builds a temple, peace on earth, the leader that did that, we will all kneel before the king. Do you know what I mean? Whoever that is. So your vision of that, you say it's a second coming. Okay. We say it's a first coming.
Look, the Jews are ready to accept the Antichrist as their Messiah. And yet Christians are being taught that in the end times, all of the Jews are going to believe on Jesus Christ. Well, it doesn't take a genius to figure out what the devil's doing here. When the Jews accept the Antichrist as their Messiah, then all of the apostate Christians are going to point to that and say, look, this is the second coming of Jesus Christ. Look, all the Jews believe on him. What is the devil's goal with the Antichrist? To get people to believe that he is the second coming of Jesus Christ. And like all of
trickster, he was going to come back in some way. And so that story stayed with the people for a long time. That somewhere, somehow, when a bourgeois was going to come back to the people. But what we don't know is what he's going to look like. Is he going to look like you? Is he going to look like me? Is he going to be an animal? Is he going to be a bird? But he's going to come back to the people. And that's what he told us. He's going to come back. But we don't know what he's going to look like. So that story stayed with the people. And so then what came about as a greeting, the first time you meet somebody for the first time, you shake your hand. Gin ina Wenabuju? Are you Wenabuju?
Your providence will prevail. Lord, we're grateful for this inaugural luncheon and for your providence that has brought President Donald J. Trump to this milestone moment. You have admonished us to pray for leaders and governments, so we pray for our new president. Lord, crown his labors with success.
That's for big money. What's the little guy out here supposed to do? How are we supposed to develop our ability to perceive so that we can understand the threat level of electromagnetics around us? That's really to me the biggest challenge now, and why I write about this technology, so that I can understand exactly